if you believe that the root cause of the crisis are either artificially low central bank rates or current account imbalances between different countries, then there isn't such a big role for bankers. Bankers suddenly become a sideshow, or they might even become victims of the global crisis, which is why this theory is just enthusiastically accepted by the banking community. My favorite example for that is that with the press statement, when Northern Rock sent out their press statement informing the public that they had to get a bailout by the Bank of England, they described themselves as victims of a global financial crisis. They literally talked about themselves as victims, and to me that doesn't sound quite right. So I think it's an important question to look at individual banks if we really want to understand how to run banks in a better and safer way after the credit crunch. Handelsbanken is quite a funny animal. They're very low-key in their public relations work. They don't do any big advertising campaigns, and because they don't make any big acquisitions, for instance, they're rarely in the news, and as a result, few people, particularly outside Sweden, have heard about them. And that's despite the fact that this is one of the top 20 banks in Europe, and it's by far the bank that has had the best performance in the current financial crisis. But it's also quite a funny animal because they do things quite differently. Here is a bank with a large investment banking arm that's remarkably stable and does not go through boom and bust cycles. Here is a bank that's profit-oriented but does not pay any bonuses. So the operating practices at Handelsbanken are quite different from those at other banks. I had the good fortune over the past 2 years to have quite a lot of interviews with people at Handelsbanken. I stopped counting at 50 interviews. I had the chance to speak on many occasions with very senior people, like the chief executive officer, the chief financial officer, the chief risk officer, the treasurer, for instance, but also to quite a number of the divisional managers, and frankly also quite a lot of people from the branch operations in Sweden, but also here in the UK. And that has made it possible in the book to describe in quite a lot of detail how they run the bank, so how their operating practices are different from those at other banks, and crucially also how they avoid the 7 deadly sins of imprudent banking.